Hello, everyone. Okay, so for today's course, we are going to talking about the customer's behavior，所谓的消费者的行为的分析。So we are talking about the behavior of your customers. So it is a very big issues for marketing. So for the customer behavior, we have to realize what is the patterns for your customers, what is the type for your customers, and also we would like to use the segmentation 做分割. So what is the segmentation for the customer behaviors? So the customers behaviors, so it's a study of customers and the process they are going to choose your product, to consume your product. So we have to realize the behavior of your customers according to the customer's emotions, mentals, or behaviors response. Okay, so a customer behavior analyze. So we have to relieve the behavior of your customers. What is their branch? So did they concern about the product, your product or your brand? Okay, so today's course, I will provide the PY, the source code for Spider, and you have to copy the source code to make your own Colab source code, which is a Jupyter notebook on Colab. Okay, so first I would like to teach you how to use the Colab with my Python source code. First things, you have to create a new Jupyter notebook on Google Colab. Okay, so we have started a Colab Jupyter notebook on Google. So you may to start your web servers. So right now is initial the server for your Python environments. And you may to rename your source code as the customer behaviors. So you can copy the Python customer behavior file names for your program, and also don't forget to specify your school ID, like school 100 is your school ID and your name, please. Okay, so you have to prepare to rename your file name with your school ID and your name, and also with the customer behavior topic for this class. Okay, so you have to make your own class notes like this one. So here is a memo for the source code. You may copy customer behaviors in Chinese or in English. Or you may use both. So you have to create a cell for characters. So you double click. So you with the punch size, so you can have your first notation for the customer behaviors. Also, you can have the class nodes as yourself. Okay, so first things, we have to import the data set like this way. We have to import the data set. this way. Okay, so it's much better so you can separate with the required package. Okay, so for our first step is to import the required module, which is PLT and PD, which is pandas and matplotlib. These two modules, you have to import these two models. Also, you have to import your dataset. We have this dataset before, so you have to upload this dataset to your Google Drive. If you run this source code, you may get error message because the file is not in your web server, especially for the Google servers. Okay, so first things you have to mount your Google Drive. Here, it means you didn't mount with your Google Drive. Okay, you can mount with your Google Drive by using this icon to link with the source code with your Google Drive. Okay, so we connect to our Google Drive. So right now is to mount it with your Google Drive. After you mount your Google Drive, there will be a folder show here, Drive. Click, you may see two folders with the My Drive and the Shared Drives. So you can click My Drive. So you may find a Core Lab notebook here. It's a folder for Core Lab. When you exercise, when you run your Python code, the Google will generate Core Lab notebook, this folder, automatically. And also you have to generate a new dataset, a folder we call data. So you can create a new folder here, this one here, the more function. So you can create a new folder this way. So you can name the folder as data. Since I have the data, I have created data. We have another data 200 instead. Okay. So when you create a data this way, and you have to upload the data set. So you may find your data set. Where is your data set? So a data set I've provided in our ILM systems. So where is my folders? This one. DS. So what is the name for the data set? I think it's this one. Okay. So you can open. So it will upload your data to the folder under Core Lab notebook here. If you have uploaded your data, so you may check it should have files in your data folder. You may find WAFN, this, let me see which one. You may find value, customer value analyze, this one, .csv. And so you had to change my path because my path is for my notebook, not for the collab. So you have to copy the path, the full path for your files. Copy, and then just close it. So don't forget to replace the new path for your files, which is on the collab notebook. So here is the full path for your folders, your dataset. Okay, it's time for us to import the dataset. Okay, so we have this dataset, but we have to show the dataset, df, to show the dataset. Okay, so here we have to import the dataset, okay, correctly. Okay, it's time for you to exercise and have your dataset ready. So before end of this section, so let us to talk about okay, let me see what is behavior. Okay, so you have to read to find out what is the customer behavior model. So please do, okay, to make your own class note for yourself. Okay, if you want to create this kind of diagram on your class notebook, so you, okay, so let's to go to the models here. You may create your own class note. If you want to copy this diagram to your collab, so you may use this one. So my system is iOS systems. So I can make a copy to Command C to copy, and then go to here. So you can make your own class note. Don't forget, use the text only. So you may copy the file you just copied. Okay, so you have the diagram on your class note, your collab. Okay, it's time for you to make some a class note for customer behaviors, and also to have your data set ready for our analyzed.